Yo, what's up, everybody? Hold on. Should I come out to my wife? This gonna be a fucking roller coaster of a video. Let me raise the volume up a little bit.
I love my wife, but I'm gay. Should I come out now? Yes or no?
Yes, you should definitely fucking come out.
We brought together a group of strangers to help an anonymous person make one of their toughest decisions.
My wife is the most important person in my life, and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. But I'm also gay, so I'm not sure how to approach it or even how to come out.
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make? This is the dilemma.
I'm glad everybody's on the same page.
How long into the relationship did you realize you were gay?
I knew before I got married.
How did you meet your partner?
We grew up in the same community together. We started off as friends, then best friends, and it grew from there.
Is your partner supportive of everything you do?
In our viewpoints on religion, yes. In terms of supporting the LGBT community, no.
So religion is a big cornerstone of your guys' relationship?
We both grew up in the same religious community, so we both grew up with the same values and the same social guidelines. So yes.
Do you think your wife knows you're gay?
No, she doesn't.
What was the main reason as to why you went to the yes side?
I have a few family members in the LGBTQ plus community. I know all their experiences coming out have been positive, at least in the long run. I really thought to myself about him coming here, wanting to, share his truth and, speak to us about it. I knew that it's about time. It's starting to boil over, and he needs to come out.
What was your reasoning for marrying a woman even though you knew you were gay?
I thought that if I got married, that it would change me and that I could become straight.
What are your intentions in life, and how do you want to feel about your life?
I want to be truthful, but I also don't want to hurt the people surrounding me. I'm a very honest person. I don't lie. So the fact that I'm basically living a lie right now gives me a lot of anxiety and depression.
Oh my god, I'm not even full screen in this bitch. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not even full screen.
But I know if I came out suddenly, it would devastate her.
The thing is, I'm bisexual, and I would have never said anything if I ended up falling in love with a man and everything worked out. And I fell in love with a woman, and I didn't want to hide anymore. Being your authentic self is my principle.
Bro, I was just trying to get some tacos, yo.
Out of nowhere.
So is there
Like, I feel like he needs to tell his wife because in the long end, it's just gonna hurt him. In the long end, it's just gonna hurt her because, like you're going throughout this whole marriage, your wife thinking that you love her, but in reality, it's like, I don't want to be with this woman because I don't like a woman. Like he's forcing himself to do something
an expected
that's like hurting both sides of the party.
fallout that extends beyond just the relationship of you and your wife? Like, is it more than just your guys' relationship that's at stake?
My job is tied to the church, so I could potentially lose my job. I would most likely lose my family, my friends, my wife. I would lose everything, basically. I would have nothing and no support.
Are we
Damn,
the
so they're
only
all
people
homophobic.
who know about this?
I've never told
I
anyone.
need to take my glasses off to eat. Holy shit.
Just based on this information now, you guys can switch to the other side if you want.
I think he needs to tell them, man. I think he does.
He was explaining what's at stake, if he comes out immediately. Because of that, the more I thought about that, the more I was like, you know what, he's gonna be losing literally everything because of this. So I feel like he needs to have some sort of plan in motion first.
The reason I said no, I'm bisexual. Same as you. It took me a cool minute to kind of come to terms with that. So it's like, I look more at like, am I safe? If you do, you're gone. You could lose a lot of things that you've built up on this foundation.
Have you at all considered reaching out to therapy or some sort of counseling to help you?
Okay, this is what I think. Since he says he'll lose everything, he needs a backup plan. If he owns the house that him and his wife are living in, right? He can be like, yo, like this is my house, so like you kind of gotta go now. But if the wife owns the house and she's like, oh nah, I can't believe you, get out of here. He needs to have like a backup plan, like a hotel, like a homie, like something to grab onto. Family wise, I don't know.
Through this process?
In the community I live in, it's a little bit hard to find counseling. I live in a more rural area, so the majority of counselors are based through the church.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with God? And has there been moments where you've personally experienced Him guide you?
Yeah, I would say, faith has been a deciding factor in all things that I do in my life, and that I don't, follow God blindly. I've felt Him work in my life before. So for me, it's a real relationship that I have, and it's the most important relationship I have. God goes before everything else.
Faith is just a huge factor for my truth. To me, that's what I resonated the most. So I wanted to be that representation of like, hey, if you just go in with blind faith, it could still work out.
If you show who you really are to somebody, to anybody, they're going to show you who they are, like 100% of the time. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who are kind of not in support of the person that you really are, then that's not a healthy situation to be in. And I think he should 100% come out, like, today.
I'm bisexual. It took me a cool minute. One of my, I'm not gonna name names, I'll say a family member, told my parents. It gave me a lot of anxiety. It was like, am I gonna get kicked out? I'm gonna stay here. Are they upset with me? It was very much like, okay, whatever, I don't wanna talk to you right now. And it's like, I know coming out, like everyone's like, do it, it's great, you'll feel better. But for me, coming out, it made me feel worse. So I'm like, I live my truth, but it didn't make me feel the way I wanted to.
But you're not married to a person you have no feelings to a person you literally cannot be attracted to. If it doesn't come out soon, it's gonna come out eventually. You feel me?
I believe that everybody should live their truth. You're not emotionally responsible for anybody. You don't owe anybody your life. You be you, and they'll figure out how to be them.
I think it's different, like you're saying, you're not responsible for other people's feelings, but it is, I know the guilt that I would feel as like a husband to be hiding something from my wife is like horrible.
Yeah, because like let's also not forget that they are married. They have vows,
Yeah.
and part of
There's a
those
lot
vows
attached
is
to
to
that.
tell the truth. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because you're taking away another person's ability to live in reality, and that's wrong.
I do want to point out that I'm not necessarily saying that he should wait like years to come out. I'm just saying maybe
no,
take
don't do
just like a couple months. Like I would say go to counseling, go to therapy, figure out who you are, and who you are even without the church and without your wife and without all of that stuff. Once you figure all that out, then you can start going through that process of how am I going to come out.
Yeah, but I think I think the focus should be more like him just finding himself, like all that planning, like where's he gonna go and all that stuff. Yeah, those are tough questions, but it doesn't have to be answered right now because, it takes baby steps.
Noise canceling.
What the hell? It's a weird ass ad. What the hell?
Coming
I'm still on
out
the
is
side.
not ripping off a Band-Aid. It comes with so much anxiety. It comes with so much fallbacks depending on who you are, where your community is aligned, you know what I mean? And it shouldn't just be ripped off, because even ripping off Band-Aids hurt. You know what I mean? It's not a painless process just because it's quick. And people really need.
I'm not saying that that it's not a hard thing to do. I'm saying this. I'm saying that if you don't come out, you're just going to continue to feel terrible. Your wife is going to continue to think, "Oh, my husband loves me." Right? Which is not the truth. Because you're gay. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. It's just going to get more and more harder. I mean, you already lied to her for years. You knew you were gay before you got married. So it's kind of like, it's more so, what's the right thing to do? More than what's the best situation for you.
Need to understand that.
Was there anything in the discussion that caught your attention in some way?
I think when they were mentioning waiting to come out, like right now, that person will show their true colors to me. That resonated with me because that is true. The other issue that was brought up was the point of counseling and kind of preparing myself. I feel like that could be beneficial.
I think there was too much discussion of what's step 10, what's step 7, what do we do like 3 stages from now?
I think that's what he's gonna get. I think what he needs from us is comfort.
Like ultimately, at the end of the day, people are going to be people, and you can't predict how someone's going to react.
Right.
Also, I've met people who've been in a dangerous situation because they came out.
So the biggest concern
My
is his
community.
safety.
I don't think he should like come out to his whole family. I think he should just come out to his wife. He needs to sit her down and have a nice long talk with her about their marriage, about himself, about all that shit.
So one thing we talked about was not necessarily needing a plan, because your dilemma isn't coming out to the world right now, but it's coming out to your wife, like your partner. And just as a married man of faith, you said your wife grew up in the church with you and you grew up in the church, and so your wife possesses those fruits of the Spirit that are like patience and kindness. And I think those attributes, like you said, it sounds like are in her. And so she would be loving and kind and patient with you.
One of the things I want to just encourage you on is that you've been in a vulnerable position before where you had to put your whole trust in God and He came through. So I just encourage you to sometimes be okay with taking just the first step forward, and everything else you could figure out along the way.
So I first want to be clear that yes, you should come out, but you should definitely wait and give it a little bit more time. Because we're worried about your safety, number one. The other thing too is that you need resources, and you need time to get those resources. Like I said, like these divorce processes and everything, they don't take a week. And then it's all about your community, right? Personally, me and my family is super religious, so I very much understand where you're coming from about investing so much time in your community and the sense of loss that comes with it. But you have to understand that you'll be fine, your relationship with God will be fine, but this is a very tough decision that is more than that.
Jacob, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like I got a lot of helpful words that have helped me kind of put together an idea of what I want to do going forward.
Have you made a decision in your mind right now?
Yeah, I think I have.
Please say yes, please, bro. You're just gonna continue to just cause like pain to you, man. Is he going to yes? Is he going to no? Is he going to yes? Is he going to no? Is he going to yes? What's happening? Left foot or right foot? Left foot or right foot? Right foot.
Yeah, so upon getting home, I told my wife that I wanted to do counseling. And we've been meeting with a wonderful counselor, and she's just been able to give us a lot of tools to work with. We meet one-on-one, so I get a chance to be very open with her about how I feel. So I think within the next few months, definitely, I'll be ready to fully come out and just prepare myself and my wife for that. I feel like the
L
weight's
choice.
lifted a bit. I still have a journey to go through,
No.
and it's gonna be hard.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. Well, I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad with this choice. I'm mad because I get it. Like he's going through some shit, but at the same time, it's like you can't just be holding like this for months, bro. You can't months. You're not gonna tell your wife for months. It's like it's a crazy thing to just do, right? But either way, I hope this dude, I hope Jacob, I hope he is able to come out in a very good way to his wife.